Owen has been named in the England team to face the All Blacks on Saturday. He comes in for the injured Toby Flood.
Uncapped, Freddie Burns will start the game on the bench. Toby Flood is out with a toe injury.
And Ricky Ponting has announced that he'll retire from Test cricket after this week's final match against South Africa.
Now, Owen Coyle has been out of management for nearly 2 months after his sacking by Bolton, but could we see him return to the game soon? Well, let's find out and speak to Owen Coyle himself, who's in Glasgow this afternoon, or just this morning. First, Owen, you're at the Torry Glen Regional Football Centre. What are you doing there today?
Hi, Haley. Yeah, good to hear from you again. Yeah, I'm here for the Tesco Bank. It's an initiative with kids. There's been 50,000 young children through the programme at 6 and 7 years of age. So it's fantastic development. It's all credit to Tesco Bank and how hard they've worked on this initiative.
You've been out of management now for less than a couple of months. Good to be able to get involved with things like this, but focusing on looking ahead, clubs have shown interest in you. Why haven't maybe those clubs that have shown an interest been right for you?
I think it's like anything else, Haley. I mean, you look through my career, I've never been afraid to make big decisions when they've come about, and I've listened to the various approaches and good people. I just didn't think it was the right fit at this time for what I want to be doing, and that's where we're at the moment. I mean, I'm fresh, I'm ready to go, reinvigorated, whatever you want to call it, and when the right opportunity comes about, I'll know it's the right thing for Owen Coyle and indeed the respective club, and that's what I'm looking to do.
Obviously, you're with the young children today, but what about, do you watch a lot of football whilst you're not working at the moment? Are you still very much involved thinking about the next move and preparing for that?
Well, that never changes, does it? I mean, it's, you know, football's 24/7. We love the game. I'm out at games all the time. I've been very fortunate as well. I've had various media, TV and radio commitments. I mean, I've did a bit for yourselves at Sky with various games and love doing that. But of course, nothing beats being out there, being in charge of your own team. I think we all know playing days are the best days of your life. But when the legs give up, the next best thing is coaching and management. And it's something we're looking to get back into. And whether that's today or tomorrow, then time will tell. But as I say, I'm ready to go. And people know what I'm capable of. I've been very fortunate in 8 years in management. It's always been very much an upward spiral, certainly with a difficult last period in a few months. But the job we did in terms of sorting the finance out, everything else, it's there for everyone to see. So I'm looking forward to getting back in, and you'll see when that is.
And Owen, if a club isn't right for you at the moment, what about a country? Of course, after Craig Levene's sacking, that Scotland job is still vacant. Do you think that's a role that would interest you?
Well, I think I've always said when I've been asked the question, Haley, I'm never evasive. I think that job is a terrific job for the right candidate. I think Scotland have a very good group of players. I felt Craig Levene and the staff were very unlucky in their games, particularly the first 2 games. They could easily have had 4 points. Going to Wales, again, it was a very good performance and probably could and should have won that game, and it would have been all different. So I think whoever's lucky enough to fulfil that opportunity, that job, will have a good group of players, and it's a good job for someone. If anybody thinks I'm worthy of speaking to, then of course I'm always receptive to that. I always have been, and that's the way I continue.
Yeah, so have you not spoken to the SFA yet, or had an official approach of any sort?
No, I haven't. I don't think they've spoken to anyone, but certainly if they have, certainly haven't spoken to me. So that's where we are. And you know, as I said, Haley, anything you want to ask, I'm very open and upfront, and that's exactly where we are.
So I want to ask you, if they offer you it, if they do approach, you would want it, right?
Well, as I said, you know, earlier in my question, I alluded to it. If somebody felt, whether it be club or otherwise, that they wanted to speak to me, I'm always, and I have done that with the approaches that I've turned down previously. I've listened to what people have had to say, and then make a judgment and a decision from there. And that's, as I say, you know, moving ahead and looking forward. That's how I treat every inquiry that, if I'm fortunate enough, comes my way.
Rescue Scottish football. This season, though, the SPL, and it has been really competitive, very exciting football being played. Just 5 points separating first and sixth. Just how encouraging is this for the state of Scottish football?
Well, I think it's great for the respective clubs that they're certainly pushing to the top end of the SPL. I think we have to get balance to it and recognise that Celtic have been distracted with a magnificent Champions League campaign. And when, and hopefully they overcome Spartak next week to qualify for the last 16. I think in the coming months, because there's no Champions League football, I would then expect a little gap to open up with Celtic. But the great thing is, obviously with Rangers not being there, 6-7 clubs feel they can certainly finish at the top end. If not first, they certainly feel they can finish second in the league. And that's why it's making so open. A lot of good attacking plays, you say, and the emergence of good young players, which Scottish football has always been known for. So I think that's very important as well.
Let's just get a word from you as well on your former club, of course, of Bolton, 2-1 winners at Blackburn. Really impressive victory, 6 games unbeaten in the league. Evidence that they can move up the table and maybe even as well challenge for promotion. How do you think they're doing?
Well, I said on leaving, I felt it was the best squad of players in the league. They're great lads, they've got a terrific work ethic. Dougie's somebody I like and going very well with. And I spoke to him when he came in, we had a great chat when he took the job, and I wished him well. And I think they've got a real chance of, that win last night, a terrific win, because they certainly did well to get a point at Brighton at the weekend when Brighton played some outstanding football. But I think it's in them to get promoted. It's a fantastic club. The owner, Eddie Davis, an outstanding man, the chairman, Phil Gartside, somebody I've got a lot of time for. And I wish them well, and I truly believe they can get promoted this year and back to the Premier League.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for speaking with us. We shall leave you to it. Looks like you've got your hands full behind you, Owen.
Well, it's brilliant running about with kids, Haley, so no, we're enjoying it. And thanks for that. Lovely chatting with you again.
Keeps you young. Take care. Now you can listen to a preview of all the weekend's Football League fixtures tonight. That is live from 7 p.m. on Sky Sports News Radio. You can listen online at skysports.com/radio or through the Sky Sports News apps.
More now from